game week 3, 2021-2022 Premier League predictions. Yes, this will be a big interesting game. Man City having Arsenal, Newcastle having Southampton, Brighton having Everton, West Ham having Crystal, Norwich having Leicester, Aston Villa having Brentford, Liverpool having Chelsea, Burnley having Leeds, Spurs having Watford, and Wolves having Manchester United. This is going to be a big game, and I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be a cracking game. So let's see what these teams can do and deliver. So it's going to be an interesting game. So I'm looking forward to it, and it will be a big task in hand. It will be a big tough season, no doubt, and it's the Premier League. And Chelsea is coming to our yard this weekend. And I am hype and I'm excited to have them at our home ground. That is Chelsea. And it's going to be a big interesting game. So it's going to be a cracking game, no doubt. And I'm looking forward to it. And indeed, so yes, so it's going to be looking good, fantastic indeed. So Arteta needs to play Pep Guardiola card game now. He got to play Pep Guardiola game. That is Mikel Arteta. He got to play Pep game this weekend, and he better play it for Arsenal to win over Manchester City. So it will be a looking good, fantastic performance, and let's see what they will do, because it's a big game, you know. It's gonna be a big, interesting game, no doubt, at the Etihad, and it's gonna be a massive showdown. So Arsenal smashed West Brom 6-0 in the Carabao Cup yesterday. Aubameyang scored a hat-trick, Saka scored, Pepe scored, and Alexander Lacazette also scored. So it's like to give some good courage for the team going into the match against Man City. And we know that Ramsdale keep a clean sheet against West Brom. Absolutely fantastic player he has been for Arsenal. Aaron Ramsdale coming up with some big saves, and it's gonna look good indeed. So it's fantastic indeed. And match week 2 was fantastic, with my team Liverpool coming off a big win over Burnley, 2-0. Newcastle beat us. It was a good game between Villa and Newcastle. Palace and Brentford draw 0-0. Leeds and Everton draw 2-2. Man City defeated Norwich 5-0. Brighton defeated Watford. Southampton and Man U draw 1-1. Wolves lose to Spurs. Arsenal lost to Chelsea, and West Ham beat Leicester City. So it's looking fantastic, and it's going to be a big, interesting game, and it's going to be a cracking game, no doubt. So it's looking forward to it. It's going to be an interesting game. At the Etihad, it's going to be a cracking door. Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta then get familiar with each other. So this will be an interesting matchup, and it's going to be a battle of the reigning Premier League champions and the Gunners, Arsenal. Well, it's going to be a big, interesting match, and I'm looking forward to it. And well, Mikel Arteta needs to beat City, focus on the next game, go and win that next game, and then out of nowhere be victorious, man. It will be a big, interesting game, no doubt, because you're taking on Manchester City, the reigning Premier League champions, at Etihad. You're on the road. You're on the road, you know. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. And you got to beat Manchester City. Man City, they lost to Spurs in match week 1. Then bounced back, beat Norwich. Absolutely fantastic. Pep Guardiola playing his cards right, and beating Daniel, the Norwich manager, by his own game. That is Pep Guardiola. So Mikel Arteta, you need to step up your game plan now, bro, and try to beat Pep Guardiola by his game because it's going to be a cracking showdown in the Premier League, and it's looking forward to that. It's going to be a massive game, no doubt. I'll be reacting to the Champions League draw today, and I'll be also doing Kunde transfer done deal as well to Chelsea. So I'll be doing that separate. So I'm doing this now, and then I'm going to do the Champions League draw reaction, and then Kunde, and then prepare for Saturday's game. Take a break tomorrow, possibly if any chance where I'll be back tomorrow, and yes, it's gonna be a massive one. So it's gonna look good. It's gonna look massive. It's gonna look good. So it's match week 3 of the Premier League season, and Arsenal with that big win against West Brom yesterday, go and pick up a big win against Manchester City. Man City, it's a team that wins the title with when they have Sergio Aguero, and now they don't have him again. They have Ferran Torres. They have Jack Grealish signing from Aston Villa. Now it's looking good and fantastic. And we know Spurs, they're at home against Watford. So Spurs will be at home against Watford. And it will be a big encounter game, no doubt. And it's going to be a popping game. It's going to be a showdown of the Premier League, no doubt. And it's looking forward. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it, It will be interesting, no doubt. So it's going to be a cracking game. Because Leicester, I'm not sure they're going to have Perez for that game against Norwich because he got a red card against West Ham. And West Ham United, on the other side, they're at home against Crystal Palace at the London Stadium, and Mikel Antonio is in top form this season, scoring a brace against Leicester City to smash them 4 goals. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. And Burnley, they also got to bounce back or beat them at Anfield 2 goals to nil. Diogo Jota and Sadio Mane on target for us as the Reds of Liverpool. So it will be interesting. Brighton versus Everton. It will be a big interest because Everton is going to their mix, and it will be looking good because Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he scored a goal from the penalty spot as well for Everton against Leeds. Brighton with their win over Watford is looking good indeed because whoa, I never believed this could happen. Newcastle went against Southampton. Newcastle need to pick up a win as well. Southampton then draw with Manchester United at the St. Mary's Park. That would be interesting. So it's looking fantastic, but match week 3 is going to be an interesting game, So looking forward to this. It's going to be a massive game. So my thoughts on who's going to win the Premier League. I know this is it got to be my team, Liverpool. We got to win the Premier League. We got Chelsea this weekend. Then we got Chelsea again at Stamford Bridge. That would be interesting. That would be epic, because we're getting Chelsea once again, right? At Stamford Bridge when we play them at our yard Anfield this Saturday coming. And we have to play them again. We got to play them again. So if we beat them at Anfield or beat them at Stamford Bridge, 2 wins over Thomas Tuchel, that put us for a chance to win back the title away from Manchester City. So it will be looking good, and I'm excited for the game. I'm very excited, so it will be looking good for me. And yeah, so I'm just looking forward to that game I know Arsenal will be playing Manchester City first. That is the first game on Saturday morning, man. That will be interested. Eh? Pep Guardiola against Mikel. Let me talk about this Arsenal game because this Arsenal game is going to be an interesting game. Because in match week 1, they play against Brentford and lose 2-0 to Brentford. In match week 1 at Brentford Community Stadium. And then them play against well, they play against Chelsea in the London Derby. They lost 2-0. And now they're going to face Manchester City, the reigning Premier League champions. It's gonna be a massive game now, and it's gonna be a massive one. And well, it's how the league or the team will be looking after this season anyway, because it's going to look not sure though, no, but the Premier League will be looking massive, no doubt, because the Premier League table is what matters the same, because Arsenal needs to pick up a Premier League win and they didn't pick up a win, and that game against Brentford wasn't nothing in that game though, but the game against Chelsea, and Chelsea have the big beast Romelu Lukaku back in their squad. Well, it's gonna be a massive game out, and it's looking forward to it, and I cannot wait to see what does Pep Guardiola about Mikel Arteta. Got to play Pep Guardiola game. You got to, man. You got to play Pep Guardiola game, no doubt. You got to play Pep Guardiola game, man. Seriously, you got to play man game. If you want to win in your first win in the Premier League, beat Pep Guardiola by his game. We beat Daniel in match week 1 by his game. We beat Sean Dyche to pick up another win again. We play his game. Nuno Espirito Santo play Pep Guardiola game, beat him in match week 1. He play the new Wolves manager game, he beat him by 1 goal to 0. That's how you're going to have to beat your opponent. And to do that, play their game. Play. You see? That's how you're going to win. That's how you're going to win games. By playing your opponent manager game. That's how you're going to get free out of get a win and get yourself out of relegation zone. We know that Arsenal is in the relegation zone, but it's a long season to go, and then suddenly after the quint, you find them in the 8th or 7th or 6th or 4th. But it's a long season to go, because we don't play Arsenal as yet, so that is going to be a massive game. But looking forward to this one. It's going to be a massive showdown, no doubt. You see? So it's going to be a tough season in the Premier League. And we are eyeing on the Blues. Chelsea! We are coming for our revenge over you guys at Anfield. Welcome to our home ground on Saturday, and we are waiting for you guys' visit. We are the Reds, and we are up, and we are ready for it. Absolutely. We are coming. You guys come, because instead of we go to you guys coming to us. So come to Anfield, and we just beat the guys and send the guys back to Stamford Bridge with a massive defeat. Let's see. It's going to be a cracking game at Stamford Bridge, and that will be a looking good, fantastic match. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to beat Thomas Tuchel by his game. Let's do it. We are Liverpool. We are the Reds. And now, We are playing the Carabao Cup against Norwich. Third round. It's gonna be looking good, and it's gonna be a massive game in the Carabao Cup against Norwich, and it's gonna be a massive showdown. Massive, massive. So I got the predictions for match week 3 of the Premier League, and I'm going to do them, and it's going to be an interesting matchup because it's the Premier League, and you know what's happening in the Premier League. It's a different ball game. So yeah, it will be a different ball. So everybody the managers have to play their part, indeed, and you know Spurs having Watford, and that will be a clinical game, no doubt, because Watford have Ismail Assar, Troy Deeney came off the bench against Brighton at the Amex. So it is fantastic, and it's going to look good, and I cannot wait to see what will happen in that game, because it will be looking good, and it will be looking fantastic, no doubt. So let's see what the teams got, and let's see what the managers will do. So it's gonna be a cracking game, and I just gotta wait for the Champions League draw to announce, and let me get the teams them write down and do them, man, and then put up my Champions League thumbnail, and also I've prepared Kunde thumbnail as well, so that is going to be looking good. So indeed, so let me prepare and let me do the match week, game week 3, 2021-2022 Premier League predictions. Absolutely, yes. Manchester City versus Arsenal. This is going to be a big matchup between Manchester City and Arsenal at the Etihad, and we know they are the reigning Premier League champions, the current champions, of course. So it's going to look good in the match between Man City and Arsenal. Well, Arsenal is on the road, and then come off a big win against West Brom, 6 goals in the Carabao Cup to go through to the third round. So it's looking good, and well, I don't know how this will be looking, but I'm going for an Arsenal win over Man City. So Mikel Arteta got to play Pep Guardiola game and beat him at home at the Etihad. So that is going to be looking fantastic indeed. Newcastle United versus Southampton at St James Park. Newcastle United needs to pick up a big win. Southampton then also needs to pick up a maximum of wins under their belt, and they need that indeed at St James Park. So they need to it's gonna be, will Joe Willock start against Southampton? That's the key right now for Newcastle United, because they have their new number 9, Callum Wilson. So that will be interesting for Newcastle United against Southampton. Brighton versus Everton. Yeah, Brighton. Arsenal by Ben White from them. So it's going to be interesting for them between Brighton and Everton, and that will be interesting game. And they make some going for a Everton win over Brighton. Oh, my score prediction for Newcastle United, Newcastle Southampton. I'm going for a Newcastle win over Southampton. West Ham versus Crystal Palace. Well, Dave Moyes against Patrick. This will be a big interesting game, because I'm going for a big win for West Ham over Crystal Palace. Norwich versus Leicester. Norwich pick up 2 losses under their belt at their home ground against us, and also at the Etihad against Manchester City. I'm going for a big win for Leicester City, 2-0. Aston Villa versus Brentford. This will be an interesting game between Aston Villa and Brentford. Will Danny Ings turn up again for Aston Villa? I'm going for Aston Villa win over Brentford, 2-0. Burnley versus Leeds. I'm going for a Burnley win at Turf Moor over Leeds United, 2-0. Spurs versus Watford. Spurs, Harry Kane gets a lot of support from the Spurs fans, so I'm going for a Spurs win, 2-0. Son Heung-min to score, and Kane to score against Watford. Wolves versus Man United. Bruno Fernandes needs to step up, and I'm going for a 2-0 win for Man United. Mason Greenwood and Bruno Fernandes to score. My team, Liverpool versus Chelsea at Anfield at home, and this will be an interesting game. And I'm pumped and I'm excited for the game. And let's go for the big win against Chelsea. I'm going for a 2-0 win for my team, Liverpool over Chelsea. Diogo shot at the score, and Sadio Mane, if he does step up against this Chelsea team, I'm going with Mohamed Salah, and this would be a big testing game for us at Anfield. Let's keep this, or let's have 2 home wins under a belt and head into match week 4 against who? That will be interesting for us. So let's go Liverpool. We're up the Reds. And let's go for revenge over the Blues, the Champions League and Super Cup champions. In goal for my team Liverpool, I'm going with Alisson Becker, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, Joel Matip, Tismikas, Harvey Elliott, Jordan Henderson, and you know who else? Maybe James Milner. And up front, Sadio Mane, Diego Shota, and Mohamed Salah, and bench Bobby Firmino. It's gonna be an impressive game. I mean, know that for Chelsea, they're going with in goal Mendy, Reece James, Aspilicueta, Thiago Silva, Ben Chilwell, or in midfield they're going with Kanate. That will be interesting because we know Kante stepping up, and possibly going with Hakim Ziyech in midfield, partnering with the likes of and up front you have Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, and the big man Romelu Lukaku. This will be interesting. So I'm going for my team with a massive win. 2 wins at home under a belt. And let's get the job done at home. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button up the Red Liverpool. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon. Peace out. Come on, you Reds. Peace. I'm out and back for the Champions League draw reaction and also doing the Kunde transfer. I'll be back for those.